Yes, now it is full screen. You can start your presentation.
Okay. Hello, friends. Very good afternoon, everyone. Today, in the era of COVID-19, where to sustain, to be alive is really challenging, I have come up with an object of multidisciplinary study, suicide, that throughout the history, suicide has evoked an astonishingly wide range of reactions, bafflement, dismissal, ethical or say rational, heroic glorification, sympathy, anger, moral and religious condemnation too, but never uncontroversial. So today's my topic is suicide of Adrian and Udian, an act of cowardice or exercisers of philosophical choice. So let's define, let's characterize the suicide first, because it intricates issue about how to describe and explain human action. Because we are told that suicide is something negative, or the one who commits suicide is not capable of living the life, and at the result of the as a result of any result of burst out, one commits suicide. Of course, if suicide is the result of this, it is really negative, and perhaps the views about suicide often incorporate sometimes prudential or moral justifiable of suicide. So suicide still carries strongly negative substract. On the whole, we exhibit a greater willingness to categorize the self-killing intended to avoid one's just as deserts as suicide than self-killing intended to the benefit. So the next our so the suicide which carries the negative connotation, there is a problem of perception. So there is a problem of perception with the suicide. That is moral problems. So looking morally, uh, there is moral problem with the suicide, that one should not kill the self, because it is not morally justifiable. Why? Because there is meaning in the life itself. To be alive is some We are told that to be alive is something only significant, and so there comes the moral problems. Of course, there is a religious problem, that God has gifted us a life, and one should not one should not end the life before God's will. And if we try to look at the historical Western thoughts, then there is a problem with that. Before the centuries, killing the self was considered very derogatory also, and there was having the punishments, as there were having cultural problems, that people not at that time only, but even still, it is considered as the expression of revenge or form of execution only. But as we know that it is not actually only this. So, and moving ahead, there is also scientific problem, that there are scientific problems are egoistic suicide, egoistic suicide, altruistic suicide, and anomic suicide. But what is suicide actually? Because if we want to categorize suicide philosophically, then self-destruction, or let's say the self-caused death, cannot be considered suicide, because one who addicted person of drug, or say tobacco, or of liquor, or of any addiction cannot, because one who knows, an individual who knows that knows the health risk, smoking or say skydiving, and then willing to engages into that activity, into that behavior, and dies as a result, could be caused as responsible for the death of the self, but it cannot be said to die by the suicide. So keeping this very clear, self-caused death cannot be suicide. And then emerges the school of philosophy and suicide, because there is also a philosophical issue with the suicide also. There are two issues are. The first is whether suicide is morally permissible, and if so, in what circumstances. Of course, this is the major issue, and whether a person who knows that someone is contemplating or attempting suicide has an obligation to intervene, and if so, has strong that obligation, and how that strong obligation is. So this is how suicide becomes a philosophy and brings a philosophical learning. And a person who commits the person who kills the self intentionally, rationally, and even rationally also, then it brings the question, what is to do something intentionally? Edwin Steinman defines suicide as the conscious act of self-induced annihilation, best understood as a multidimensional malice in a needful individual who defines an issue for which the act is perceived as the best option. Because when suicide is not the act of cowardice, because we are told that this is so, but what if someone goes beyond to that boundaries of cowardice people, and reaches to that extent where they prove suicide as not just justifiable but philosophically and morally required also. So there are Aristotle, and there are many philosophers who are against suicide. Aristotle and Plato are two of them, but these are the noteworthy philosophers who supported philosophy of suicide. To kill the self is not the crime, because worth to mention here that until 1882 in England, suicide were not given the person who commits suicide were not given a church burial also. And after 1961, that final law declared that finally that suicide will not be considered as a crime. Worthy to mention, in US, suicide was never been considered as a crime, whereas in of course in Canada, suicide was actually the criminal act. But we are not looking from the law. We are trying to justifying this philosophically. So reading the suicide philosophically, there are three kinds of suicide as according to Durkheim. That there is one physical suicide, another one is philosophical suicide, and another one is and another option is the accepting the absurd, because accepting the absurd. So there is way to the philosophical suicide, from absurd to the philosophical suicide, as Camus mentions. So here we will read philosophical suicide from the character of Adrian from The Science of an Ending, and Udyan from Amruta. So this both the characters goes beyond from the deontological argument from the sanctity of life, because life itself has life itself has meaning, and that is cannot be only the option. That it is not obvious that advocate respect for the sanctity of human life prohibits the ending of life, whether by suicide or by other means. Yet there is the question that no other can kill myself, yet it gives me right to kill myself or not. But characters of Udyan and Adrian goes beyond this deontological argument that deontological argument means in moral philosophy there is a normative ethical theory that the morality of an action should be based on whether that action itself is right or wrong under a series of rules, rather than based on the consequences of the action. And this brings philosophy to the suicide of Adrian and Udyan. So as Ronald Dworkin also points that atheists may also appeal to this claim as well. But yet human life is inherently valuable and precious, demanding a respect from others and reverence of oneself cannot prohibit the suicide, as should be mentioned in the Suicide Encyclopedia. So before analyzing the suicide, let's assume that what if character of instead of Adrian, Tony had committed suicide. Of course, friend, what can it be possible? Is there any chance? Is there any chance of that? Is there any surety or possibility that it would not have been out of unhappiness? What if Tony commits suicide at the end of the novel out of remorse? But is it really possible to look at philosophically? And if we look at the Amruta, the character of Udyan, what if Aniket had committed suicide? There is an interesting clue with the character of Udyan is, we will discuss this in the next slide, is that here the question reaches to much depth, because Aniket is not the character like Tony. Aniket's philosophy towards life is also also the rational. So is there any chance of committing him to suicide? And can it be possible to look at this philosophically? So what if is there any circumstances which brings this state where suicide becomes philosophically compulsion? So how, because Udyan is the character who is not committing suicide directly. So he is not committing suicide directly, but he makes the choice to meet patients of radioactive in Japan. Of course, he was also having choice not to go there, because if we look at the character of Udyan and his personality or his characteristics, then he is the person. He is quite linking with the Adrian. So he would have ample amount of choices not to go there, but he is making that choice. He is making that choice to reach toward the end of the life. His denial to medical treatment, and his behavior, at the very last, his behavior in the car when sunlight irritates him, and yet he keeps mum and not speaks even a single word. So he do not commit suicide directly, but he invites or just waits, and this becomes real suicide in Amruta. So, but before we philosophize suicide, is it possible without idealizing rationality into suicide? So here it brings moral permissibility also to the character of Udyan and Adrian, in which character in which circumstances they commit suicide, which gives them this permission, as Pritz defines in The Illusion of Rational Suicide, that it depends on how these questions are ought to be answered. So both kills themselves, but not out of emotional force, but that justifies also, and justifies with their own responsibility also, and of course it is not out of any carelessness. So there is a libertarian views and the right to suicide, because they both are exercising the right to suicide. So exercise right, and with the right to by exercising right to suicide, they are exercising right to non-interference and relation to the body. Because if someone looks at suicide derogatively, negative, and the act of cowardice, but let's say, for example, what's wrong if any woman is in need of money and owns it by the means of prostitution, but society, religion, and morals will prove it wrong? This same applies to these also. So is it really slut or act of cowardice or a compulsion of exercising that choice? So Adrian and Udyan's suicide as a philosophical and moral duty. So this gives ample amount of argument against and in the favor of philosophical suicide, as Kehind and Osteen defines in the philosophical perception of suicide and the implication for the sanctity of the life. So there is a self-destruction, yet that is out of happiness, because there is character of Adrian. we know that his last days were happy. We came to know from the Sara Ford. And Udyan dies in the of any regret. Of course, there is no. Of course, there is not even need of having regret or regret, because sorry. And as Udyan's last will and his words, which is written by Amruta in his hospital, that there he also dies out of the happiness. So there is death with dignity in Adrian and Udyan's travel with the School of Philosophy and suicide. So there is a sticky point with and versus conclusion. So Adrian and Udyan's suicide will be tempting to say that suicide is any self-caused death, that account is vulnerable to obvious counterexamples. But what if we refuse to adopt the notion of rational suicide of Adrian and Udyan, we fail to honor moral imperative of allowing individuals intolerable and intermediable circumstances their fundamental right to die. Both are cautious and not confused in philosophizing the suicide, which is an attempt to bring the maximum rationality to bear with choosing suicide as a cause of action. So there is a social utilitarian and rule-based argument is also that. So for that, looking from this perspective also, where this whole set, person has moral duty to maximize the happiness, from which it follows that when all act of suicide will produce more happiness than will remaining alive, that suicide is not permitted but required. Thus, Adrian and Udyan require honor. Here, suicide itself becomes an honor that the both fulfills the moral duty. So there is a virtue and life's meaning in suicide also. So theoretically looking, there is Kant's opposition and Bogan's argument that he observes that even when we have adequately determined that given act of suicide is morally and philosophically permissible, question remains about whether that act represents the best way to live and to end one's life. Of course, because both the characters solve the major conflict between knowing and acting on it. So, at the end, we can say that there is victory over life. As in the article, the morality of suicide, it justifies that some dispositions or temperaments may never be morally comfortable with such a choice like suicide, which they would regard as cowardly, disloyal, or fundamentally irrational. Within the framework of an ethics of virtue similar to the one sketched here, the act of suicide may indeed be the most courageous, loving, or flirting thing to do, and for that reason, morally correct also. So, do you still think that suicide is the act of coward? If it is act of coward, then it must not be permissible. But what if? What if is the only answer to prove courage in the philosophy? Thank you, friends. These are my citations, and thank you, friends. Thank you very much.
Yes, it was good, very well analyzed in comparison with Amruta. That also is a very interesting existential text. So.